Hello, my name is Doris. What I wanted to do today was talk a little bit, first of all, about what's happened this week on YouTube. It's been a very disappointing week for a lot of small YouTube channels. YouTube has changed their rules starting February 1st of next year. They have doubled the number of watch hours that a YouTube channel will need to have in order to be monetized. Now, I am already monetized, so if you're already monetized and come February 1st next year, right now I won't be impacted because I'll be grandfathered in. The current rules are 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. As of February 1st next year, they are doubling the number of watch hours to 8,000 watch hours you will have to have in order to be monetized. So I have a call to action for you based on the changes that are going to happen February 1st of next year. That's 2027. Go out and look at the channels you subscribe to and all of the small channels, small YouTubers that have, you can see how many subscribers, close to 1,000. If you haven't subscribed yet to them, subscribe and start watching their videos. Watch them all the way through to help them increase their watch hours. That I think they would greatly appreciate it. A lot of the small YouTube channels are very discouraged by these changes that are coming. So if they are asking you for watch hours, please line up and do that. I know they would appreciate it and help these small channels out. Thank you. The topic I wanted to talk about today is my bloomin' bloomers. I am going to be finished with my bloomers come Sunday afternoon. Right now, I am working on a pair for myself, and I will show you here what they're looking like. One thing that I'm going to be doing different with mine, actually I've done it with a couple of other pairs and I really like the way it looks. I'm putting an elastic band around the bottom of the leg, and I'm doing that about 4 to 6 inches up so that the bottom of it gets gathered and it looks like a ruffle, and I'm really happy with the way those are turning out. And I'm also, stick around till the end, I'm going to show you a little tip of how I use bias binding to make the casing for that elastic that I put in. It's working out really well, and I know a lot of you have not used bias binding before, but this is another use of that bias binding that I find very time-saving and wonderful. So you stick around there and you'll see that. So I do love my bloomers, but I need to be finished with them. And the final topic for today's video is number 3, and that's planning. I do need to get back to planning, and I would certainly appreciate some feedback from you. You've been so wonderful with giving me ideas and helping me prioritize what I need to do. I have 3 things that I need to put on my list to work on for the fall. So when I finish my bloomers, should I move on and do more sweet shirts like this and like this? So basically what I do is I have a stockpile of really nice sweatshirts. I take a sweatshirt and I do some applique and some lace and some fancy things on it. And I really enjoy doing that. So should I move on and do more sweet shirts? Or number 2, should I do some jackets for fall? Because my shows will be starting. I do have quite a few jackets in the back stock. I have black and white themed ones. I have some animal themed ones, and I have quite a few, but I do have a plethora, I like that word, a plethora of jackets where I could be doing some more upcycling. I do have this one, which is pinned up, and it would be a duster jacket. So if you vote for me to move on to jackets, should I just upcycle and upsize them? I always upsize them because I want them to fit me. Should I just continue with the shorter jackets, or should I do more duster jackets? So that's number 2, but it's 2.5. And then the third one is, should I do more graphic tunic t-shirts? I really like those, and I also have a plethora of graphic shirts. And those are nice for fall and anytime, even now, if you like to wear ones that have sleeves or sides. So I do have some tunic shirts like this. Should I move on and do those? So those are three choices, except number two for jackets. It's really two parts. Should they be short or should they be duster jackets, or maybe some of each? I really appreciate your input. Thank you so much for watching, and continue to watch, because when you get towards the end, before I show you what I did make this week in my little dancing videos, I will show you that little sewing tip. This is a little tip for another way that you can use your bias binding. And here's the bias binding. See, you can obviously see from last week how that is, how the one side is narrower than the other. So what you first thing you do is take it to the ironing board and iron it flat, like that, so that that crease is not there. So then that piece looks like these pieces. And what I'm going to show you is how I make it into the casing that I put around the elastic that I put at the bottom of the legs of my bloomers to encase narrow elastic. Okay, now you've got it ironed flat. So you're going to take and turn it over upside down like this and take it to the sewing machine. And what we're going to do is you will take it, pretend that this is the bottom of the leg of your bloomers or whatever you're doing. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I will take you here to my sewing machine, and I will show you how I sew this down both sides, but leaving the ends open. So let me get this all set up, and we'll see how that works. So what you do is you start here, and you just run it right along the edge of that. And then you backstitch. And then you go back to the beginning, and we'll put it down, and we'll do the other side. Backstitch. And then, remember, we've got both ends are open here. And let me get my piece of elastic. Now we have the channel made out of the bias binding. Remember, this is, just imagine this as the end of your pants. And then here I have cut my elastic, whatever length you need, and this is narrow elastic. And then you put a pin on the end of it, and this is kind of difficult to show, and you push that elastic through, or you might have one of these things that you pull the elastic through and you grab it. But I just take the pin and keep scooshing it along in that channel. And then come out the other end. There's your elastic. And see, you can see how that elastic has just gone right through the channel. And then what I typically do is I pull it through to the end, and then I take it here and backstitch it. And then what I do is I keep that elastic on the end there, and I just pull on it till it's the right. See how it gathers it up? till it's gathered where I want it for my, and I'll know this, I can kind of move the gathers along to make them more even. See how that is? And then I bring it back to my sewing machine, make sure it's where I want it. Sew it back and forth to lock that end in several times. And so you have to imagine this as the bottom of your leg of your pants. And see how that bias binding just makes the perfect channel for that elastic. And you can use the bias binding like that for any time you're going to put narrow elastic through and you need to have a channel for it to be. So I think that works pretty good. And it's nice sturdy material. It lines up well. Oh, this is just a nice example. So I'm really pleased with how that works for me. And I do that on the bottom of the legs of my bloomers. And that's how I do it. See how that just makes a nice little ruffle on the bottom? And then, of course, this is on the inside of your leg. So you would sew that channel all the way around, put your elastic all the way through it. Now, sometimes what I do is, because the ends will meet on the other end, I'll pull them together, ruche them along, and I'll tie a double, triple knot in my elastic, as opposed to finishing like that on the ends. But this works too. Whatever works for you. Enjoy. I hope you find that tip interesting.